Hello, guys. Super anti-characters fan. This should be like probably day 15 or day 16 of the interview. Yeah, I'm assuming it's like day 15 or day 16 of me being interviewed by my imaginary friend. But yeah, so me and Cesar. All right. So Anthony, how was your day at school? Look, this is really disappointing, but my day could have been better. Oh my gosh, Anthony, I'm so sorry about that. Man, I can't believe that your day could have been better. Tell me all about your day. All right, so I had a good day. All right, so let me start from the beginning. So when it was the morning time, when I just arrived to school, as I was about to head in the building, I saw that my paraprofessional, Mr. Fortuna, walked up on my friend Victor and gave him a hug. And then I got nervous and I tried to get in the building as fast as I can because I was nervous that Mr. Fortuna would try to come up to me next and try to give me a hug next. But then I went in the building and then he said, "Hi, Anthony, do you want to give me a hug?" And then I said, "No." And then Mr. F told Miss Carey that he gave Victor a hug, but yeah, he told me that I didn't want to give him a hug. Yeah. It probably hurt Mr. Fortuna's feelings that I didn't want to give him a hug, but if it did hurt Mr. Fortuna's feelings that I didn't want to give him a hug, then oh well, because it's my decision, and I didn't feel comfortable with giving Mr. Fortuna a hug, so yeah, Mr. Fortuna gave my friend Victor a hug, but he tried to give me a hug, but I wasn't having it. Yeah. I don't think there'll ever be a point. I don't think there will ever be a point where I will start giving Mr. Fortuna hugs. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that, but I don't think so. Because I probably wouldn't feel comfortable with it, and I probably wouldn't appreciate it. I probably wouldn't feel okay with it. Yeah. But anyway, I had a good day in social studies, and I had a good day in social studies. And when I was in social studies, I was a serious student. I was respectful. I made good choices. I completed my work. I followed directions, and I didn't even need any reminders. Yeah, I don't even think I needed any reminders in social studies. So I earned the check mark on my point sheet in social studies. Yeah, I had a good day in social studies. Yeah, now in math, my day could have been better in math because in math class, my teacher, Miss Bossert, said that I needed a lot of reminders. Probably like 4 or 5 reminders. So I earned an X on my point sheet because my teacher, Miss Bossert, told me that I needed a lot of reminders. Yeah, I'm not proud of myself for getting too much reminders. Yeah, I'm actually kind of disappointed that I needed a lot of reminders in math class. But tomorrow, I'm going to try to get no reminders. Yeah, tomorrow, I'm going to try to get no reminders. But if I do, I'm going to try not to get a second one. Yeah, because in math class, I needed a lot of reminders. And yeah, in math class, I needed a lot of reminders. That's what my teacher, Miss Bossa, told me, that I needed a lot of reminders in math class. Yeah. Yeah, I can't think about what... I think it was because I kept on putting my fingers in my nose, and Miss Carey kept on having to remind me to get hand sanitizer or to wash my hands. Yeah. And I probably needed some more reminders after that. So that would have been a lot of reminders. Yeah. I can't be getting too much reminders because it's the third marking period. Yeah, I don't feel proud of myself. Me getting a lot of reminders on the third marking period. That's not, yeah, me getting a lot of reminders on the third marking period. I don't feel proud of myself. But tomorrow I'm going to try to get no reminders. Yeah, my day in math class could have been better. Now, in exploratory, my exploratory, I have new exploratory because today is the first day of the third marking period. So we have to change exploratories. So today I had health class and gym. My old exploratories were art and STEM, but now I have music, gym, and health class. Yeah, today I had gym and health class, and tomorrow I'm gonna be having music. Now in gym and health class, I had a good day, and I had a good day in gym and health class because I didn't even need any reminders. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I needed too much reminders in gym and health class. Yeah, gym and health class, I did not need too much reminders at all. Yeah, I had a great time in gym and health class. I did not need any reminders. So I earned a check on my point sheet. I earned a check mark on my point sheet for gym and health class. Yeah, gym and health class, it was fun to me. I like gym and health class. Yeah, I had a great day in gym and health class. All right, now moving on to English. Um, Moving on to English. I had a good day in English, and I don't think I needed a lot of reminders in English class. Yeah, in English class, I was a serious student. I was respectful. I made good choices. I completed my work. I followed directions, and I didn't even need too much reminders. So, my teacher, Miss Boster, told me that I earned the check mark for English class because I did not need a lot of reminders at all. I had a good day in English. Now, MTSS, we had to do something called a mini lesson where I guess my teacher, Miss Bossard, had to teach us something in mini lesson. It's called, yeah, something called a mini lesson where you learn something in the mini lesson. Yeah, there's something in our school called a mini lesson, and it's like a lesson class, I guess. Now, after the mini lesson, it was cash out time. It was free time. But I had to owe a few minutes of free time. But I think I only had to owe 2 minutes of free time. But I asked Miss Bossard if I could socialize for my free time. And she said, well, did you earn free time? And I said, I did earn an X in math class for needing too much reminders. But does that mean that I have to owe all of my free time, or am I owing a little bit of my free time? And then she said, I guess you could owe just 2 minutes. And then she said, when there's 3 minutes left on the timer, I get to socialize with my friends. Yeah, she said that when it's 3 minutes left on the timer, then I could socialize. So I had to owe a few minutes of free time, and then when there was 3 minutes left on the timer, I got to have free time, and I got to socialize and play Uno with my friend Victor. And nobody won because I didn't win and Victor didn't win. Yeah, me or Victor didn't win. Now, we didn't get a chance to get the win because we didn't have a chance to play more games because it was time. We ran out of time, and it was time to pack up and clean up and put our chairs on the top of the table. Put our chairs up. Yeah, it was time to pack up and get ready for dismissal. And then they dismissed walkers and car riders. And then I got the leave when they dismissed walkers and car riders. Yeah. Yeah, some kids take a bus to school. Some kids get dropped off and picked up by a car ride, and some kids walk to and from school. Yeah, I take a car ride. So my guardians at home would drop me off and pick me up from school. Yeah, I hope it'll always be like that. I hope I won't have to take public transportation, or I hope I won't have to walk from walk to school and from school. Yeah. I like being a car rider, but I also want to move closer to the school so I could really be a car rider. I want to move to the Meadowood neighborhood or the Meadowood development of Newark, Delaware. But right now, I don't know. But yeah. And then, all right, so I'm gonna say some extra stuff today. Something that I don't usually say. So when I got inside of my car ride, me and my mother were having conversations. Yeah, I really. All right, so my mother said that I could decorate my room, and then I said, "Oh, that won't be." I think I said, "Oh, that won't be necessary," and then she said, "Anthony, we can't." And then she said, "Anthony, we can't treat." All right, so my mother said this. She said, "Anthony, we can't treat the house that we live in right now like it's a temporary situation. We still have to treat our house with love." She said that, and she also said that if we take care of the things we have, and if we be grateful for what we have, then God will bless us with something new, bigger and better. Now, she said that we can't treat the house that we live in right now like it's a temporary situation, and we still need to treat the house that we live in right now with love. And she said that I need to enjoy the fact that I have a house with my own bedroom, and my house is fabulous. And even though I don't like the neighborhood I live in, she said that I need to enjoy the fact that I have a house with my own bedroom, my own space, and my house has more than one bathrooms and all, and my house is fabulous. But even though I don't like the neighborhood I live in, and even though I don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware, I'm gonna try to enjoy the fact that I have a house with my own bedroom and more than one bathrooms, and the inside of my house is fabulous. Yeah, I know I don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware, but right now I need to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware right now, because right now this house is all I have, and it might be expensive to move. So yeah, and my mother said that we can't treat this house like it's a temporary situation, and we still need to treat the house that we live in right now with love, which means that we could decorate it and stuff. Yeah, I was just too focused on moving. I was so angry. I really hate living. I mean, not hate, but I don't want to use the word hate, but I really dislike living within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware. I don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. I want to move to Pike Creek or the Meadowood neighborhood or the Meadowood development of Newark, Delaware. I want to move to the suburbs. I don't want to live in the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware anymore. But right now, that's where I live, and there's really nothing I could do about it. Because right now, this is all I have right now. That's right, Anthony. Your mother was right. We can't treat the house that we live in right now like a temporary situation. We still need to treat this house with love. We still gotta take good care of this house. And you need to try to enjoy the fact that you have your own space and the fact that your house looks very fabulous on the inside. Even though you don't like living in this neighborhood, even though you don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. Just try to enjoy the fact that you have a house with your own bedroom and your house has more than one bathrooms and the inside of your house looks really fabulous. And also try to do what you need to do and try to focus on doing what you're supposed to do instead of focusing on doing what you want to do. That way you'll be able to get most of the things you want. But most of the people who like to focus on doing what they want to do instead of focusing on doing what they need to do and focus on doing what they're supposed to do, they don't get what they want in life. And some people who do what they want to do all the time instead of doing what they need to do and what they're supposed to do all the time, those people begin to become irresponsible people. Probably homeless, having to live with their families still. Live with their parents, going to people's houses because they don't have nowhere to live. Yeah. Or if you focus on doing what you want instead of focusing on doing what you need and what you're supposed to do, then you might not be able to live where you want to live when you grow up. And you might only be able to live where you could afford to live. And it's very affordable to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. That's why some of the people that live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. Because it's affordable and it can be cheap. And yeah, not all people can live where they want to live. And some people can only live where they could afford to live. Yeah. So, yeah, try to focus on try your very, very best to focus on doing what you need to do and focus on doing what you're supposed to do instead of focusing on doing whatever Anthony wants to do and just doing your own thing. Instead of doing that, just try to focus on doing whatever you need to do and focus on doing whatever you're supposed to do. Yeah, instead of just focusing on doing whatever you like. Yeah. And when you're in school, if there's some work that you don't like doing, don't try to avoid doing it. Just do it, because sometimes you have to do things you don't like. And if you just continue to do it, and it'll probably get easy for you. It might be easy, it might get easy for you, but you just gotta do it instead of trying to avoid doing work that you don't like. Yes, you can't just try to avoid doing some work just because you don't like doing it. Yeah, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. And sometimes you have to do things you don't like. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. And sometimes you have to do things you don't like. Yeah. So you have to try your very, very best to focus on doing what you need to do, and you need to try your very, very best to focus on doing what you're supposed to do. That way, you'll probably get most of the things you want. But if you just focus on doing what you want to do, then you might not be able to get what you want. And remember what your grandfather said. Most of the people who do what they want to do instead of doing what they need to do become irresponsible people. And you don't want to become irresponsible, right? No. Yeah, so remember what your grandfather said. Being responsible starts as a kid. You gotta focus on doing what you need to do and focus on doing what you're supposed to do while you're a kid. That way, when you're an adult, you'll have a nice, comfortable life. And you'll be very, very successful. But if you just focus on doing what you want, then you might not be able to get what you want. And you're probably going to be living within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware while you're an adult. Or maybe somewhere worse than that. So, Anthony, just try your best to do what you're supposed to do. Just try your best to focus on doing whatever you need to do, and just try to focus on doing whatever you're supposed to do. Don't just focus on doing whatever Anthony wants to do. Just try your best to do what you need to do, and try your best to do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, just try your best sometimes. Yeah, just try your best. All right. Yeah, I get what my mom said. Yeah, she's right. Yeah, maybe she's right. Or maybe no, maybe no, maybe. Maybe, yeah, maybe or no, maybe. She might be right. And, yeah, she's right. I can't just treat this house that I live in right now like it's a temporary situation. And I still gotta treat this house with love. Like decorating it and stuff. And I have to enjoy the fact that my house has a fabulous inside. Even though I don't like the neighborhood I live in. Even though I really, 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 really dislike the neighborhood I live in, I still have to focus on enjoying the fact that my house has more than one bathrooms. I have my own bedroom. And my house is fabulous. Yeah, even though I really dislike the neighborhood I live in, I still have to focus on enjoying the fact that my house is fabulous. Because I'm not going to be living here forever. I just need to live here right now because moving is a lot of work. And yeah, I'm going to have to wait. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to focus. I am going to try my best to focus on doing what I need to do. And I need to focus on doing what I'm supposed to do instead of focusing on doing whatever I want. Yeah, doing whatever I need to do and doing whatever I'm supposed to do comes first. But doing what I want to do, I guess it comes last. So, yeah, if I do what I'm supposed to do and do what I need to do, then I'm going to be able to get most of the things I want. But if I just focus on doing whatever Anthony wants to do, then I'm probably not going to be able to get most of the things I want. And my grandfather's right. Most of the people who focus on doing what they want instead of doing what they need to do and what they're supposed to do end up becoming irresponsible people when they grow up. Living in the streets, homeless, having to go home to home, living with somebody else because you don't have anywhere to live. Yeah. So, and my grandfather's right. I did say that I'm going to be a responsible adult, and my grandfather's right. Being responsible starts as a kid. So, I'm going to try my best to focus on doing the things that I'm supposed to do and what I need to do while I'm a kid. That way, while I'm an adult, I'll be able to get most of the things I want. And I'm going to be very successful. And if I focus on doing what I want instead of focusing on doing what I need to do and what I'm supposed to do, then I might not be able to get most of the things I want. And yeah, and I might become irresponsible, but I'm not going to become irresponsible because I'm going to try my best to do what I'm supposed to do and do what I need to do instead of focusing on doing what I want. Yeah. All right, I had a great day in school. I mean, all right, I had a great day in every other class but math because in math class, I needed too many reminders. But in social studies, gym and health class, ELA, and MTSS, I think, I was a serious student. I was respectful. I made good choices. I completed my work. I followed directions, and I didn't even need a lot of reminders. Yeah, but in math class, my day could have been better because I needed a lot of reminders from staff members. And Miss Carey kept on having to remind me to wash my hands because I kept on putting my hands in my nose. And I need to break that habit because it's disgusting. I'm gonna break that habit of putting my hands in my nose. I'm really gonna break that habit because it could probably cause germs. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to break that habit. And I'm also gonna try to break the habit of putting my hands in my mouth or putting my hands in my pants. Because if I do that, then my hands in my pants, then the teachers are going to think that I have to use the bathroom. And that's not the correct way to ask to use the bathroom. You could probably do this because in science class, this is the way, this is the signal to ask the science teacher to use the bathroom. Or you could raise your hand politely and say, I need to use the bathroom. Oh, hang on a second, Cesar. Hang on a sec, Cesar. I think I gotta greet my family. Yeah, hang on a sec, Cesar. I just gotta greet my family real quick. Welcome home. Um, welcome home. They can't even hear me. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Come here.
All right.
Come to the top of the steps.
All right. I don't know if this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try my best to get. All right. All right. I'll be. Hang on, Cesar. Give me a sec. All right, Anthony. Yes.
I think some candy up there.
You do some candy up here? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I see it. All right, I'm back, Cesar. Sorry, about that. I had to greet my mom and my sister, and my mom bought me some candy. Wow, that was nice of your mom. That was really nice of your mom. Did you say thank you? Yeah, I'm gonna thank her in a minute. All right. Now, shall we continue with this interview, we shall. I think I just need to eat, at least a few Jolly Ranchers real quick. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a few Jolly Ranchers real quick. Alright. Alright, I got the Jolly Rancher Chewy. I got the Jolly Rancher Chews. Yeah, I got the Jolly Rancher Chews. Yeah. I have a feeling that these are gonna be good. I got the blue ones. Ow! Ow, ow. Ow! Sorry about that. My teeth were hurting a little bit. Alright. I'm all done. Oh my god. I don't know if I can handle chewy candy. I mean, it'll hurt my teeth sometimes. Yep. Got the Jolly Rancher Chews. Original flavors: green apple, watermelon, cherry, and blue raspberry. Naturally and artificially flavored candy. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, now. So, what are you gonna focus on doing? What is something that you're looking forward to focusing on doing, Anthony? Alright, so I am going to try my best to focus on doing what I need to do and doing what I'm supposed to do. And I'm going to try my best to not... Yeah, I'm going to try my best to focus on doing what I need to do and do what I'm supposed to do instead of just focusing on doing whatever Anthony wants to do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I focus on doing what I need to do, and if I focus on doing what I'm supposed to do, then I'm gonna be able to get most of the things I want, and I'm gonna be successful. But if I focus on doing what I want, then I might not be able to get the things that I want, and I might not become a responsible person while I'm an adult, and when I grow up. And when I grow up, yeah, I might not be able to live where I want to live. And I might only be able to live where I can afford to live. like the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware, the ninth Ward area of Wilmington, Delaware, Hilltop, the Flats, Little Italy, um, Quaker Hill, um, Baynard Village, Brandywine Village, Northwest Wilmington, um, East Side, South Bridge, South Wilmington, Trinity vicinity, Compton Village. Yeah, all of those neighborhoods. Those are all some neighborhoods that I wouldn't prefer to live in. But some neighborhoods that I probably would prefer to live in are Pike Creek, the Meadowwood neighborhood or the Meadowwood development of Newark, Delaware, um, Greenville, Hockessin, and the suburbs. I don't want to live within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware for my whole life, but I might if I don't focus on doing what I need to do, and if I don't focus on doing what I'm supposed to do. And yeah, I might not be homeless, but I might not be able to live where I want to live, and I might only be able to live where I could afford to live. And there are plenty of areas that are located within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware, that I wouldn't prefer to live in, that have houses that are cheap and affordable. So if I don't focus on doing what I need to do and what I'm supposed to do, then I'm gonna be living within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware while I'm an adult, or maybe somewhere worse, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna try my best to focus on doing what I need to do and what I'm supposed to do. And my grandfather was right. Being responsible starts as a kid. So I'm gonna try my best to focus on doing the things that I need to do and what I'm supposed to do while I'm a kid. That way, I'll be able to get most of the things that I want when I grow up, and I'll be very successful. But if I focus on doing whatever Anthony wants to do instead of focusing on doing whatever Anthony needs to do and what he's supposed to do, then I might not be able to get most of the things I want. All right, now, so are you gonna try to turn your day? Are you gonna try to have a better day tomorrow in school? Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna try to make good choices. For real, I'm gonna try to make good choices tomorrow. That way, I won't have to get any reminders from any staff members. Yeah, if I make good choices, and if I be a serious student, and if I be respectful, and if I follow directions, and if I complete my work, and if I uh have safe behavior, then I probably won't need then a staff member won't have to remind me to do anything. And I won't get too many reminders at all. Yeah. Um, um, so today is Groundhog Day, and I think it's Black History Month. Now tomorrow, while I'm at lunch, once the administrator's done making announcements, I'm gonna probably ask the administrator when I could sign up for volleyball, because I wanted to be up on the volleyball team, and I want to learn how to play volleyball. I think I know how to play, because I hit it with my hands, and then I think you kick it with your feet, or kick it with your hands or something. Yeah, hit it with your hands. Yeah, I think that's how you play. Yeah, I'm gonna be very successful at volleyball. Yeah, my day could have been better today, but I'm just gonna try again and have a I guess I'm gonna try again. Yeah, my day could have been better because in math class I needed too much reminders. So I did not earn a check mark on my point sheet for math class because I needed too much reminders. Oh, my friend William's calling me, but he's gonna have to wait because I'm making a video right now. But anyway, yeah. I'm gonna try to make good choices in school. That way I won't have to get any reminders or any punishments. Yeah, if I do what I'm supposed to do in school instead of just focusing on doing my own thing, and if I make good choices in school, then I won't have to worry about getting any punishments in school. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be a good student in school. And I'm gonna try to be a good kid. A good boy. Yeah. Alright, guys, we talked about conversations in the car ride and how my day was at school. That's what me and Cesar were talking about. And I think this is either day 15 or day 16 of the interview, of me being interviewed by Cesar. Yeah, we talked about my day at school, and we talked about me and my mom having a conversation on the car ride. So here's what she said again. So she said that I can't treat my house. So she said that if I treat my house, if I take good care of this house, if we take good care of this house, and if we take good care of this house, and if we take good care of this house, and if we yeah, she said if we take good care of this house, then maybe God will bless us with a bigger and better house. And we can't treat this house that we live in right now like it's a temporary situation, and we still have to treat the house that we live in right now with love. And I need to focus on enjoying the fact that my house is fabulous, even though I don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. I'm gonna try to enjoy the fact that my house is fabulous while I live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. Even though I dislike it, I need to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware right now, because right now, moving could be a lot of work and it might be expensive to move out of the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware. But yeah, I'm not gonna live within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware forever. Yeah, I just need to live there right now. I just need to live there right now because yeah, this house is pretty much all I have right now though. But anyway. I know my friends are probably like, man, he's talking about this crap every single day. Well, I apologize if it's annoying, but I don't. Yeah, I'm probably going to continue to talk about it every day. Or not in every video, but maybe most of my videos. But yeah. Alright, guys, Super Anthony characters and Super Cesar had a conversation about how my day was at school, and I guess the car ride conversation. Alright, guys, I guess I'm gonna end the vlog here. See you in the next video. Alright, goodbye.